Alright, well, this is a Bard Loremaster tutorial. I say tutorial, but I really mean like, it's just kind of what I do with the Loremaster, and it's worked for me so far. So, firstly, well, character sheet, yeah, whatever. The important thing right now is powers and mount insignia bonuses. The insignia bonuses are really important. You'll need 2 tacticians, an artificer's enticement, and a cavalry's haste. This one I just kind of do because I like moving faster. That's just me. Companions, great, cool, great. Now this you can swap out for Celestial Lion's Presence for another 9% damage. That one procs every 15 seconds, or can proc every 15 seconds. I personally, on this character right now, need the combat advantage. My stats don't look exquisite or anything, but whatever, gets the job done. So, with stats anyway, obviously, 120% combat advantage, 120% crit sev, 120 power, accuracy as high as you can get it, crit strike, ideally at 90, obviously. But anyway, so the powers. This is the setup. Con Elemental on my R2, Staccato on L2, Ad Libitum, Dancing Lights, Lunge, Inspiration on one of the dailies. You'll see why in a second, or in a little bit, well, whenever I get to it. And then you want Lore on one of your dailies, and I'll get to that in a moment. I personally have Ballad of the Witch slotted so that it's on the R2. So, just like that. Great, wonderful, cool, awesome. Let's get rid of that. Okay, powers, yeah, okay. Class features. Now, personally, for one of them, you can either use Sforzando or Mystifying Strikes. I personally prefer Sforzando because of the playstyle that I'm about to demonstrate. Masterful Performance is always good because of literally what it says. It increases the effectiveness of basically the main combat songs by 50% when not in a quick play slot. You'll never be playing Tailwind Mambo in a quick play slot anyway, because that's a waste of time. Well, not a waste of time, but more of a waste of potential. Okay. Feats. I personally have backup performer on, so like let's say we're in MSOD, and like, you know, if we're like really lacking a heal or whatever, I can just, oh my god, I forgot how to play it. There we go. That shit. And just give everyone a quick buff. Cool. That one's less important. Voice throw is good if the tank needs threat gen, I guess. But like, if the tank is surrounded by ads, and then you have this equipped, and then it activates, that tank is gonna be swarmed with ads, and it'll probably die. Maybe not. Maybe it'll survive. Who knows? Battlefield Ostinato is okay if you're using at wills. We're not going to be using at wills very often in this playstyle. Elemental Medley is better because it gives you a direct buff for 60 seconds on your songs, the main songs, the ones that affect, in this case, the R2, which is Con Moto. That is the Tornado ability in this case. Fire ability in this case. And, wait, swords in this case. Cool. Personally, I stick with Tailwind Mambo because it has more range. And for situations like MSOD, you will need it. Okay, let's go back to powers. We're almost there. Redoublement allows for the execution of other encounters between strikes of Ad Libitum. That's the important part. Don't worry about Volti Subito, that one's AoE. Ad Libitum is the one we want because we're looking at single target. Between strikes of either power, Your encounter powers deal 10% more damage. Lovely, more damage buffs. Okay, now we get to the good part. So Performer basically gives you free encounters. And then a little buff once you have done 8 free encounters. Loremaster is a little different. So when your action points are below 100%, the daily power lore is replaced with research. So, cool, ready to exploit. Don't worry about that, we'll get to that. So, see that book? The book symbol over my daily? That is battle research. So I'm holding L1, I'm on PlayStation. I'm holding L1, I'm gonna press square once. Cool. Now I have 1 stack of battle research. Great. I'm gonna press it again. And now I have 2. And you see those little papers floating around me? Those are the battle research notes, if you will. I'm gonna do this 3 more times. Cool, and then it says exploit discovered. And then the symbol switches to a key. Now the key, oh Jesus. Okay, the key means something else. So right now, the key means this consumes 5 stacks of battle research to activate ready to exploit. Ready to exploit is a buff basically. So it increases encounter and ballad finale damage by 125% for 10 seconds. Cool, great. Now, the trick with Loremaster, the main trick, is that you can use it on every encounter rotation. And yes, that is not an exaggeration. I will show you in a moment. Okay. Okay, so I have my 5 stacks. Cool. Let's just get rid of those real quick. Okay, now, before I get into combat, let's say we're in MSOD, right? Obviously, you're gonna have your AP full, but before then, or after, because there's 2 ways to build battle research. There are 2 ways. One is via at-wills. See, there's one of the papers from the at-wills. Cool. Now my AP is full, so I can't actually activate the battle research right now, because now the daily has turned into something else. A third thing, a third symbol, and a third purpose. Identify the target's weakness, increasing the crit severity of attacks against it by 10%, and increasing your damage dealt, all damage dealt, by 20%. That lasts 10 seconds. Grants you physical lore, magic lore, or projectile lore. Attacks which deal damage of the matching type gain 10% damage bonus. Okay. Now here's the catch, right? So we're going to be using Tail and Mambo most of the time. Tail and Mambo is good because it has range. It still creates a big AoE when you cast it. Here, I'll show it again. It'll hit all 3 of these enemies, including that guy. Okay, maybe not in that case. Let's go a little closer. A little closer. There. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Learning new things every day. Okay. So that's one way to do it. Okay, so at-wills, right? At-wills are one way to build battle research. So there's a cool trick to the bard, which is that, let's say you have exploit discovered. Cool, that means my battle research is ready. So what that means is I can do 2 things. I can use 2 dailies in one article, or when my AP is full and I have the 5 papers floating around me, that means that I can use 2 dailies. So here, okay, cool, great. So I'm gonna pop inspiration, and now the key symbol is back, so I'm gonna pop that, and now it says ready to exploit. Now I'm gonna deal my damage. Great, cool, awesome, wonderful. And so that's that. Okay, so basically what that means is that lore, the daily of lore, what was once just lore, is now research, and what was once research is now activate exploit. Cool. So it has 3 functions. When ready to exploit is activated, which is the 6th input of research, by the way, the 6th, number 6, you'll be granted the 125% damage bonus for your encounters and your ballad finale. So the ballad finale we're going to be using is the Ballad of the Hero. Ballad of the Hero is one of the longer songs. It's like 8 inputs, I think. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Cool. So notice my battle research still needs to be researched, if you will. Great. Cool. So I can basically it's a manually chargeable daily. What that means is that you have 2 ways to charge this daily. And it also means that you can use the daily on every encounter rotation. So here's what I mean by that. Cool, great, cool. Tail and Mambo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. Now, when I'm doing that, you might see that the little loading bar kind of skips itself a few times. That's normal. So we're gonna pop the daily. Gonna use our encounters. Ballad finale. Great. And then immediately after, we're gonna start charging the daily again. So right now, the reason that it's like skipping over itself, and see my encounters are back, and now I can use it again. The reason that little animation is clipping over itself is because I am spamming the X button, or the square button, sorry. It sounds, that sound. You just literally just keep tapping it. Keep fucking tapping it. Cool. And see, that was the tacticians giving me the cooldown. Great. Yes. So, I mean, truthfully, that's about it. What that really means is that we can not only use 2 dailies per RD call, roughly, but we can also use our lore for every encounter rotation. So now I will show you the full rotation for when not doing an RD call. I'll do that after I get my AP full. Okay, cool. So you're going to start out with Tail and Mambo. You're going to get that active. You're going to build your battle research manually, not attacking, but charging your daily. That's the more important part because of the increased damage. So now I'm going to pop my lore. Great. It says ready to exploit. Use my encounters. Great. Cool. Now immediately I'm going to start charging him again. Right now I'm spamming the square button. Cool. Then I'm going to play my song, the ballad. I pop that shit again. Cool. And start charging it again. Cool. Now you want to pop that ballad before you do any encounters. Before you do any encounters. The reason for that is because it buffs all of your damage for the duration of those encounters. So let's read it. Ballad of the Hero. Great. 85 magnitude bonus, 20-second duration, and the ballad finale is 800 magnitude, whereas this one is 400, and it's AoE, so it does less damage generally speaking. Really that's about it, but let's get my AP full for an artifact rotation. Okay, cool. So now I gotta build my, hold on 1 second. Yeah, cool. So now I gotta build my lore. Great. Cool, that's 3, come on, that's 4. Exploit discovered. Play my ballad. Okay, now we're gonna do all our encounters. Great, now we're gonna do Artie, gonna do Mount, Inspiration, Loremaster, Encounters. Cool, great. Ballad finale, repeat. And that's it. That's all it is. Thank you.